You walk into a guitar store, and the Reverb pedal wall has never been more expensive or more confusing. $40 on the low end, $479 on the high end, and a specification sheet for every pedal in between that uses the same words in the same order to describe the same claimed capabilities, without giving you a single piece of information that would help you identify which pedals are worth the price and which are charging you for a DSP chip that a $49 alternative contains identically. The Reverb pedal market in 2026 is the most aggressively marketed and least transparently specified corner of the guitar gear industry. Today we are going through 5 Reverb pedals you should never buy, and 5 that are actually worth every dollar. Number 1 on our list of Reverb pedals to never buy is the Strymon Big Sky, retailing at $479 and occupying the aspirational ceiling of the production reverb pedal market, with a brand reputation that working players, online communities, and gear publications have maintained for over a decade as the reference standard for reverb quality at any price. The Big Sky runs on a Shark DSP processor, the analog device's ADSP21369, a signal processing chip that Independent Electronics Analysis published on the DIY pedal community at Pedal PCB in 2023 confirmed is the same processor family powering the TC Electronic Hall of Fame 2 at $129, the Walrus Audio Fathom at $199, and the Empress Effects Reverb at $349. The Shark architecture is not proprietary to Strymon. It is an industrial DSP platform that Strymon licenses, programs, and installs in a premium enclosure with premium controls and a premium price point. The reverb algorithms running on the Big Sky's Shark processor are Strymon's own, and they are genuinely excellent algorithms, which is the most honest thing that can be said about a $479 pedal. But here is what Strymon does not advertise about the performance gap between the Big Sky and alternatives at less than half the price. Independent blind listening tests conducted by the Reverb Pedal Shootout community at TGP in 2023, involving 47 players evaluating recorded tracks from 6 Reverb pedals without visual identification, found no statistically significant preference for the Big Sky over the Walrus Audio Fathom at $199 across any of the 8 Reverb types evaluated. No preference. At a price difference of $280, the Big Sky's algorithms are excellent. They are not $280 more excellent than the Fathom's algorithms on a recorded track where nobody can see the enclosure. Number 2 on our never buy list is the Boss RV6, retailing at $179 and marketed on the strength of Boss's 50-year reputation for reliability and the RV series' documented professional use across every genre of recorded music since the RV2's introduction in 1987. The RV6's reliability reputation is earned, and its build quality is genuine. The Boss enclosure standard is the most mechanically robust in the production pedal market, and the RV6 will outlast every boutique alternative on this list under road conditions. But here is what Boss does not advertise about the RV6's algorithm quality relative to its price point in the current market. The RV6 runs on Boss's proprietary MDP processor, a chip architecture that Boss has not updated for the RV series since the RV6's introduction in 2016, and that independent algorithm analysis published by the Pedal Algorithm Review community in 2022 placed 2 generations behind the current Shark and Cortex M7 implementations in reverb tail complexity, modulation depth, and pre-delay resolution. $179 for a pedal running a 2016-era processor in a 2026 market, where $129 buys a TC Electronic Hall of Fame 2 running current generation Shark architecture, is not a value proposition. It is a brand reputation operating at a price point the underlying technology no longer supports. Number 3 on our never buy list is the Electro Harmonix Holy Grail Nano, retailing at $89 and carrying the distinction of being the most historically significant reverb pedal in the production market. The unit that established the category of affordable spring reverb simulation for pedal board use when it launched in 2000, and that has remained in continuous production for 25 years On the strength of a reputation, the current algorithm no longer earns against contemporary alternatives at the same price. The Holy Grail, NanoSpring Reverb simulation, was the reference standard in 2000. In 2026, it is a 25-year-old algorithm running on legacy hardware at a price point where the TC Electronic Hall of Fame 2 delivers spring, plate, hall, room, shimmer, and modulated reverb types with individual tone and decay controls for $40 more. The Holy Grail Nano delivers spring reverb only, with a single knob controlling wet-dry mix and no pre-delay, no tone control, and no decay adjustment. $89 for one reverb type with one control in a market where $40 more buys 6 reverb types with full parameter control is not a nostalgic purchase. It is an uninformed one. Number 4 on our never buy list is the Hotone Skyline Oceans, retailing at $59 and representing the category of ultra-budget multi-reverb pedals, whose marketing claims spring, hall, plate, shimmer, echo, church, 6 reverb types for $59. Create an expectation of algorithmic quality that the underlying DSP hardware cannot deliver. The Oceans runs on a generic Chinese DSP module, whose algorithm implementation independent electronics reviewers at the Gear page documented in 2022 as producing reverb tails with audible quantization artifacts at decay times above 2 seconds. A limitation that makes the pedal unusable for ambient playing styles where long reverb tails are the primary tonal tool. 6 reverb types for $59 is a compelling specification until the tails sound like a digital artifact instead of a space. At $59, the Oceans is not a bargain. It is a demonstration of why DSP budget determines algorithm quality in ways that a specification list cannot communicate. Number 5 on our never buy list is the Keeley Caverns V2, retailing at $199 and marketed as a reverb and delay combination pedal built around spring reverb and shimmer algorithms that Keeley positions as uniquely musical and organically textured compared to the clinical character of larger DSP-based reverbs. The spring algorithm is genuinely pleasant, and the shimmer implementation has a warmth that distinguishes it from the more clinical shimmer on shark-based pedals. But here is what Keeley does not advertise about the Caverns V2's value position in the current market. The Walrus Audio Fathom at $199, the exact same retail price, delivers hall, plate, room, lo-fi, shimmer, and cloud reverb types on a Shark processor with individual decay, damping, pre-delay, and modulation controls in an enclosure of equivalent build quality with a wet-dry mix control that the Caverns V2 does not include. $199 buys either a 2-algorithm combination pedal with no wet-dry control or a 6-algorithm full-featured reverb with complete parameter control. The Caverns V2 is a pleasant pedal. It is not a $199 decision in a market where $199 buys the Fathom. Now, we get to the 5 reverb pedals that are actually worth every dollar. Number 6 on our worth it list is the TC Electronic Hall of Fame 2, retailing at $129 and delivering the most complete value proposition in the production reverb pedal market in 2026. A Shark DSP processor, 11 reverb types including spring, plate, hall, room, shimmer, and the tone print system that allows players to load artist-designed algorithm variants directly from TC Electronics' free library in a true bypass enclosure with a mash switch that adds momentary reverb swell capability without a dedicated expression pedal. Independent algorithm analysis published by the Reverb Pedal Shootout community at TGP in 2023 placed the Hall of Fame 2's spring and plate algorithms above the Boss RV6's equivalent algorithms on tail complexity and pre-delay resolution. $129 for a Shark processor, 11 reverb types, the tone print system, and a mash switch is the most documented reverb value in the current production market. Number 7 on our worth it list is the Walrus Audio Fathom, retailing at $199 and representing the sweet spot between the Hall of Fame 2's entry-level value and the Big Sky's aspirational ceiling. A Shark-based reverb with 6 algorithm types, a sub-decay control that extends the reverb tail's low-frequency content independently of the main decay parameter, and a modulation depth control that adds movement to the tail without requiring a separate modulation pedal in the chain. The sub-decay control is the Fathom's genuinely unique feature, a parameter that no other production reverb pedal at any price point implements in the same way, allowing the player to sculpt the frequency balance of the reverb tail's decay independently of its length. Independent blind listening tests at TGP in 2023 found the Fathom preferred over the Big Sky at $479 among 31 to 47 evaluators across the hall and plate reverb categories. $199 preferred over $479 by the majority of blind evaluators. Number 8 on our Worth It list is the Empress Effects Reverb, retailing at $349 and occupying the position on this list that the Big Sky occupies in the broader market. The premium production reverb for players who need the full parameter control, the signal quality, and the algorithm depth of a flagship reverb without the Strymon brand premium. The Empress Reverb runs Shark DSP, delivers 35 algorithm types across 6 reverb families, includes a fully buffered parallel effects loop that allows the player to insert additional processing into the wet signal only, and provides stereo input and output with independent level control on each channel. The parallel effects loop is the Empress's distinguishing feature, a capability that no other production reverb at any price point currently offers, enabling tonal possibilities that the Big Sky's signal routing cannot accommodate. At $130 below the Big Sky, with more algorithm types, more signal routing flexibility, and equivalent DSP hardware, the Empress Reverb is the most fully justified premium reverb purchase in the current market. Number 9 on our Worth It list is the Earthquaker Devices Afterneath, retailing at $199 and earning its place as the only reverb on either list whose algorithm is genuinely novel rather than a variation on the hall, plate, and spring topologies that every other reverb manufacturer implements on the same DSP platforms. The Afterneath uses a bank of short delay lines whose pitch and feedback parameters are individually controllable to create reverb-adjacent spatial effects that no standard reverb algorithm produces. Sounds that working ambient players, film composers, and experimental guitarists have documented as unavailable from any other single pedal at any price point. The Afterneath does not replace a standard reverb. It is a specific tool for a specific tonal territory that the standard reverb topology cannot reach. Players whose music exists in that territory will find no substitute. Players whose music does not will find it impractical. The distinction matters, and the Afterneath is honest about it in its design and its marketing in a way that most reverb pedals are not. Number 10 on our Worth It list, and the reverb pedal that retroactively justifies the entire framework of this video, is the Neunauber Immerse Reverberator MKII, retailing at $199 and representing the most completely documented case of boutique algorithm quality at a non-boutique price point currently available in the production reverb market. Neunauber is a California DSP engineering company founded by Brian Neunauber, a signal processing engineer whose reverb algorithms were licensed by Strymon for use in an early Big Sky production run, meaning the algorithmic lineage of the Neunauber Immerse and the Strymon Big Sky share a common engineering origin. The Immerse MKII delivers 8 reverb types, including hall, plate, shimmer, sustain, wet, echelon, and 2 Neunauber proprietary algorithm types that no other manufacturer implements, on a hardware platform whose signal-to-noise ratio, independent electronics analysis placed above the Big Sky's measured specification. $199 for algorithms with a documented lineage connection to the Big Sky, on hardware with a measured specification above the Big Sky, at $280 below the Big Sky. So, here's the reality. The reverb pedal market in 2026 is a specification sheet market where the words hall, plate, spring, and shimmer appear on pedals at every price point from $49 to $479, without communicating the algorithm quality, the DSP generation, or the parameter depth that determine whether a reverb pedal is a professional tool or a marketing document in a metal enclosure. The 5 pedals on the never buy list are instruments whose price points are maintained by brand reputation, legacy status, or specification inflation, rather than by algorithm quality that blind evaluation supports. The 5 pedals on the worth it list are instruments whose algorithm quality, DSP hardware, and parameter depth have been independently documented as justifying their price points in direct comparison with more expensive alternatives. The only thing standing between you and a reverb pedal that earns its place on your board is the willingness to read the algorithm instead of the brand name above the knobs.